The sun glowed magnificently in the sky, casting a golden hue across the city. The streets were bustling, and on the main roads, police officers stood alert, ensuring tight security. The city was preparing for the arrival of very special VIP. All eyes were on the prestigious company Nature Grain Foods, a renowned food industry based in Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, India. A massive crowd of reporters, journalists, and curious onlookers had gathered outside the company premises, eagerly waiting for the grand entrance of Mrs. Neelambari Reddy. Inside the press circle, murmurs floated around as reporters tried to piece together what this high profile visit could mean. Press reporter 1. When Neelambari ma'am called us for this meeting, we knew it had to be something big. Something very important is about to be revealed. Press reporter 2. Dear viewers, Neelambari ma'am is expected to announce a game-changing decision. One that could shake up the corporate world. I'm guessing it's something revolutionary. Press reporter 3. We are all eagerly waiting for her arrival. The announcement is scheduled at the main office, and any moment now, Neelambari ma'am will be here. Suddenly, the air grew electric. From the grand gates of Nature Grain Foods, a striking golden Rolls-Royce glided into the campus, turning every head in the crowd. Flanking it were 6 white Toyota Fortuners, 3 leading the way and 3 following closely behind. The convoy moved in perfect formation, exuding power and prestige. Gasps rippled through the gathering. As the golden Rolls-Royce came to a smooth halt at the entrance, a sharply dressed security guard stepped out of the Fortuner and swiftly opened the rear doors of Rolls-Royce with a practiced precision. Out stepped a tall, elegant woman, Mrs. Neelambari Reddy, age 54. She radiated grace and confidence, dressed in the way that balanced authority with timeless beauty. The crowd stood in awe. Flashbulbs flickered like stars. Her presence alone silenced the chaos, commanding the full attention of everyone around. The press media trailed behind her as she entered the office building. Inside the grand meeting hall of Nature Grain Foods, a magnificent arrangement awaited. Plush sofas for the media personnel and a majestic royal chair placed predominantly on the stage for the chief guest Neelambari. As the reporters settled into their seats, visibly impressed by the warm welcome, the room buzzed with excitement. Then came the moment. With a gentle smile, Neelambari climbed the stage and took her seat on the royal chair. She raised her hand gracefully and said with calm authority, "Everyone, please be seated." The press room buzzed with excitement. Journalists were thrilled, not just because of the exclusive invites and the prime seating arrangements, but also because of the warm hospitality extended by the head office staff. Everyone quickly settled into their places, eager to witness what was being called the event of the year, the official press meet of Neelambari. All eyes turned as Neelambari stepped onto the stage, her presence commanding attention. She gracefully ascended the dais and settled onto the royal chair. With a calm gesture, she invited everyone to take their seats. The murmurs in the room died down as the press braced themselves. The questioning began. Press reporter 1. Ma'am, may I know the reason for the calling for this urgent meeting? Press reporter 2. Ma'am, is it true that you have made a major decision regarding your company? Something that could create ripples in the corporate world? Neelambari remained silent, her gaze steady as she observed the faces before her. The room fell into a tense silence. Press reporter 3. Ma'am, please, we request you to share the reason. There's a sense of unseen among other companies. Everyone's anxious about the announcement. Without a word, Neelambari raised her hand. Instantly, the room quieted. The silence was powerful. Then, with a graceful smile lighting up her face, she began to speak. Neelambari's announcement. I've called this press conference to make a significant announcement to the corporate world. Neelambari began, standing tall with grace and pride. Today, I am proud to declare that our family legacy, Nature Grain Foods, will be officially handed over to my children, Prithvi Reddy and Yohani Reddy. Both have recently completed their studies in London and will be returning next month. As they arrive, the full responsibility that my husband Ishwar Reddy and I have shouldered all these years will be passed on to them. We will continue to support them from behind the scenes. The declaration instantly became a breaking news and sent ripples across the entire corporate world. Every major company, big and small, called for immediate meetings with their staff. The topic of discussion was the same everywhere: a sudden transfer of power in Nature Green Foods. Inside various corporate meetings, Managing Director, dear employees, I hope you are all aware of the Nature Green Foods. Staff 1. Yes, sir, it's one of the world's most prestigious company, a pioneer in food innovation. Staff 2. It was founded by Radha Reddy, the great-grandfather of Ishwar Reddy, back in 1888. Staff 3. He collaborated with British to establish the company, which was great decision. But still, some whispers are there that this founding wasn't entirely clean. But Staff 4. Radha Reddy was only 30 when he launched it. Later, in 1920, his son Ram Reddy took the charges. Staff 5. Starting with just rupees 1 in 1888, Radha Reddy grew the company's worth to rupees 50 lakh by 1920. Then Ram Reddy turned it into rupees 250 crores in just 20 years. But sadly, he died out of a heart attack in 1950, and his 22 years old son Bhargav Reddy took over the company. Staff 6. Under Bhargav Reddy, the company became #1 food brand in the world, and it still holds that position today. Staff 7. The entire family seems to bond for a business. Bhargav handed the reins to his son Ishwar Reddy in 1975, who took the company to new heights. He was even awarded twice by the President of India. But sadly, 15 years ago, he met with a terrible accident that left his entire body paralyzed. Only his head can move. Staff 8. Yet, even that tragedy couldn't stop company's rise. Neelambari Reddy stepped in and has done a phenomenal job running the business. MD, exactly what you have heard is all true and more. But now comes a new chapter. The world will soon meet Prithvi Reddy and Yohani Reddy. One of the staff, Sir, both completed their MBS in London, right? MD, yes, but that's something more to the story. When Ishwar Reddy became paralyzed, Prithvi was only 8 and Yohani was 10. That's the age when children play and dream freely. But their mother didn't let the tragedy define them. Neelambari brought them into the boardroom, sat them in the MD's chair, and trained them to run a complete empire. MD continued. They sacrificed their childhood to learn the language of business, strategy, and leadership. Today, they are not ordinary graduates, they are razor sharp minds groomed under pressure. If you search their names online and look them up on their university websites, you'll be amazed. MD's final words. My sincere advice, my dear staff, be alert and keep yourselves updated. You all know how fierce Mrs. Neelambari Reddy is. Now imagine what her children are like. Prithvi and Yohani are the future and they are not to be taken lightly. Be prepared, the game is changing. With that, MD clapped his hands. Now back to work, everyone. The room silently burst with mix of awe and anxiety as the staff returned to their desk. The name Nature Green Foods lingering in every corner like approaching storm. To be continued tomorrow. Stay tuned for the next thrilling episode. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching. Your support means everything to us.